Hello, welcome to this class of Taals. We will be specifically discussing about seven Taals, and before that, we will be discussing about the parts of the tabla. So, in this class, which is specifically designed to understand Taal and tabla, we will be having Shri Somnath Banerjee again with us, who will be helping us in understanding and listening to the bowls and the syllables of tabla. Uh, I'm very honored to have him again on today's class. And this class will be divided into three parts broadly. In the first part, we will understand the different parts of the tabla and what it is made up of. The second section will be about the single syllables of each tabla and baya and some of the syllables which are produced when we uh, when we play the tabla and the baya or the dagga together. That will be the second part of the class. And third and the last part will be the Thekas. We will talk about seven Taals, that is Dadra, Rupak, Kaharva, Jhaptal, Ektal, Deepchandi, and Teen Tal. So we will listen to the Thekas and maybe a couple of patterns of them. But over there, Somnath sir will be playing the Thekas for a long time so that you are able to give your hand postures correctly, the talis and the khalis. And if possible, then you can also use those elongated like 2 or 3 minutes of each recordings during your long notes practice. You can always play them and practice your long notes. So let us start with the first part, which is the parts of the tabla. So, we will be talking about the parts of the tabla right now. The parts of the tabla are divided into quite many parts. I mean, there are quite a few, 6 or 7, I think, all total parts of the tabla. So, first, see, there are two parts which make a tabla total. So this is a pair of tabla. The left one over here is the tabla. This one is a tabla. And the right one is the baya, or we might even call it as dagga. So the baya is the bass drum and the tabla is whatever you're listening to it right now. Anyway, so we will be focusing on the tabla right now because the tabla and the baya, they have all the same parts except for the tabla is made up of wood and this part is the wooden part, and the dagga is made up of clay over here in this part, or you might also see in some tablas which are made up of copper, which has a color of might be steel or might be copper also. Anyway, so firstly the tabla, which is made up of wooden part. It's pure wood. It's a solid wood and it's a hollow wood. Inside there is a hollow part, and inside that is the hollow part. We will be talking about the face of the tabla, which is the most important part. The face has got almost like 1, 2, 3, 4 parts.
It's animal skin.
Yeah, it's made up of animal skin. Mostly at times maybe goat skin is the most common skin used. And the most outer part of the tabla, which is the surrounding part of the tabla, is made up of pagdi. It's called pagdi. It's called pagdi. Yes, this part. And absolutely adjacent to the pagdi is the kinar.
This one.
This part is the kinar part. and then the whitish part, that is the sur, and this is the gab or sihai. So gab, that is the sihai, that is the black part in the middle. This is the sur, this is the kinar, and this is the pagdi. Okay. These rope-like structures are called chhot, and these are called the gulis. Gulis are used for tuning the tabla. Chhots are used to maintain the pressure of the skin, the face, and the pagdis are also used for tuning the tabla. Okay. Now the baya, which is made up of almost the same part, but over here we get the sur part bigger. It has a larger area. The gab and the sihai almost the same. The kinar is almost also the same. The pagdi, the chhot, and the wooden structure, everything. And at times we use guli just to maintain the pressure, or else it's not needed. And absolutely in the bottom of the tabla, bottom side, we find the churi. We'll ask Somnath sir to show it. Yes, this part is the churi.
This part.
Yeah. It's called a churi. So I hope we have learned about the parts of the tabla right now. So it's very much clear to us what is made up of and the different names of the parts of the tabla and the dagga or the baya. Now moving on, we will be learning the sounds or the syllables of tabla. Now, tabla has its own language. It doesn't speak in English or Bengali. It speaks in its own language, and the basic sounds and syllables of the tabla are like na, tin, dha, thun, kat, ghe, ghen, etc. and etc. So we will be learning how these sounds are made, how the parts of the tabla, or the face of the tabla is used as it's being played, and how the combination of tabla and the baya is used to play the combination of syllables, making a new syllable. So let's start the second phase of our class, which will be about the syllables and the sounds of tabla. Now, the tabla produces some unique sounds and the baya produces some unique sounds. They both together come when we play the tabla as a whole. But right now we will be learning individual tones or syllables that are used in the tabla. First, we are going to learn what are the sounds that come from the kinar of the tabla. Kinar part of the tabla. See the position of Somnath sir's hand and the stroke that is being played in the kinar. This part, yes. So this is na or ta. These na or ta both are almost the same thing, used in different bowls in different ways. Other than that, na and ta produces almost the same sound. Now, if we come to the sur part, the middle part, the whitish part, it produces the sound called tin or ti. Now, let's see the difference between na or ta or ti or tin. Firstly,
Na and tin.
Na and tin.
Na, tin, na.
So we can see that there is a subtle difference between the na and the tin part. The na is a bit hard, a bit harsh, and the sur part, I mean the tin part, is a bit softer. So this is tin and this is
Tin and this is na.
correct. So na and tin. Yes, I hope you can understand the difference between na and tin. It's a very distinct difference, but not a huge difference, but it's a very distinct difference. Now we are coming to the part of the gab and the sihai. Let's see what Somnath sir plays over there.
It's called tet.
Tet, tet, T-E-T.
And there is open sound, open tone. It's called thun.
Yes, so there is a thun and there is a tet. Tet and there is a thun. We might not use the baya. Okay, it's just been used as a balance. Okay, so we might not use the baya. So these are the only tones. At times we also use then. Then, yes, that is the then. So then and thun are almost, they might sound absolutely same, but they are played in a different ways. So then it's played like this, and thun it's played like, yes, and tet is there, done. So if we revise from the beginning, so over kinar we got na or ta. In the sur part we got ti or tin. In the gab or the sihai we got tet, then thun, then. That's it. In the baya part or the dagga part, we got a few syllables again. Mostly, there are like, if we broadly speak, there are only two sounds that come from the baya. One is the ga, one is the open part. There is the ga or gha, ghen, whatever we might say in different uses. And one is the close part, which is the kat or k. Kat or k. We use these different words like ka or k, kat or k, or only ka, depending upon the bowl that is being played. Okay. Now let's play, or let's listen to some combination of these syllables, of these basic syllables. For example, if I request Somnath to play na tin na. Again. That's it. That is na.
Another is tin na, tin na.
Ha. If we ask Somnath to play ghe na tin na.
Another is ghe na thun na.
Correct. Ghe na thun na. Ghe na thun na. Now, if I ask him to play some maybe unusual, it's not unusual actually, it's a very common thing, but we have not seen these syllables while we are doing the basic syllables, like te, re, ke, te. So we have not learned te, re or te, but these are used in the bowls, like te, re, ke, and te. So see, te and te was almost the same. Actually, it's basically the same. Te and te. But we use it in different languages, in the different language of the tabla. So, tere kete, let's see how it's been played. Again, a bit slower. Yes, so this is te re ke te, te re ke te, te re ke te, te re ke te. And if we only play te te, again, so we use the middle finger and the index finger just in the middle of the tabla, as you can see. This is the te and the te.
This is te, and te.
Correct. So te and te. So let's play a combination with te te. So it's like te te kata. Te te kata. Te te kata. Now, another thing that we haven't learned in the basic syllables is di. So ga and di. Di is basically ga and di. Di is in the tabla. It's played in the tabla. So see. So this is ga and this is di. Ga, di. Ga, di. Ga, di. Ga, di. So di is also played in the tabla. Di. And another is ne. So ghe, ne. So it's ghe, ne. Same thing. So te te kata gadi ghe ne. Te te kata gadi ghe ne.
It's another thing. Te te kata gadi ghe ne.
So over here the di is played like thun or then. Or then. It's played like then. It's not played like thun, it's played like then. So basically these are some pakhawaj bowls, okay, which are unusual bowls. But the basic bowls are tin, na, thun, na, tete. These are the basic bowls. Ghe, kat. But we have also discussed some of the unusual bowls like the ga or the di. Not the ga is very ga is simple and di is unusual and ne is unusual. Anyway, so these are the basic syllables of the tabla. Let's ask Somnath sir to play some of the bowls.
Dha.
Okay, so we will be discussing about the combination of the baya and tabla also. So this is the next part. So combination of baya and tabla. If we play the baya and tabla together, so there are basically two bowls that are the most important. That is the dha and the dhin. Dha and dhin.
Dha means na or ta plus ge.
So na and ta in the tabla and the ge or gha in baya. Let's see how it sounds together.
Na, ge. Simultaneously. And tin, ge. And ge.
So tin and ge becomes dhin. Becomes dhin. So dha is na or ta and ge or gha, and dhin is tin and ga. It's the same thing in the tabla, in the baya. So let's see how the dha is being played first, and then dhin. Dha and then dhin. So we'll see dha and dhin together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dha, dhin. Dha, dhin. Dha, dhin. Dha, dhin. Dha, dhin. So again we can find that in the dha it's a bit hard and the dhin is a bit softer. Like dha, hard, and dhin, it's a bit softer. Why? Because again, if we dive into the first part of the bowls that we learned, na and ta was a bit harder than ti or tin. So that's why when these are used in dha and dhin, so dha becomes a bit hard and dhin becomes a bit soft. That's how dha, dhin, dhin, dha is played. Once again. Dha, dhin, dhin, dha. Dha, dhin, dhin, dha. Dha, dhin, dhin, dha. So, I now conclude the part of the bowls of the tabla by saying that these are the basic syllables of the tabla and baya, and when they are played together as a whole. Moving on, as we have learned the syllables of the tabla, now with these syllables we can form the words and finally the sentence. I mean the taal. Now over here we are learning the 7 basic taals. Dadra 6 beats, Rupak Taal 7 beats, Kaharwa 8, Jhap Taal 10, Ek Taal 12, Deep Chandi 14 and Teen Taal 16. So over here we will be listening to Somnath sir playing the taals, and we need to follow his hands and his finger postures where he's stroking the tabla, exactly the places where he's stroking them and how he's stroking them, because we might not have to play the tabla, but if we know how he's doing that, so we can later understand or recognize if anyone else is playing the tabla. So we will be watching them very carefully, the hand postures, and we will also say along the taal to practice ourselves, as Somnath sir will be playing them for a long time, maybe each taal for around like couple of minutes or 3 minutes. So it gives you a chance to practice along with the taal. I've mentioned the BPMs along, so you don't have to switch on a BPM machine yourself. So you can just listen to him as he's playing the tabla, and you can give your hand postures like dha, dhi, na and dha, ti, na, like that, and also say and practice along with what Somnath is playing right now. So let's start with our third phase, which will be the Thekas and a few of their patterns. Let's start with Dadra. Dadra, as we know, 6 beats, and there are 2 parts of the Dadra. Number 1, the first part is the Tali part, and the second part is the Khali part. Tali part has got 3 beats, and Khali part has got 3 beats. So 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Baya. Okay, let's start. We'll start with the BPM of 90 BPM, which will help us and Somnath to keep a steady line. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Dha dhin na, dha tin na, dha dhin na, dha tin na, dha dhin na, dha tin na, dha dhin na, dha tin na. Thank you, Somnath. So this was Dadra Tal, 6 beats in 90 BPM. Let's start with the next one. Up next, we have got Rupak Tal. Rupak Tal is 7 beats. It has got 3 parts, 3 divisions. It starts with 1, 2, 3. The second part is 1, 2, and the third part is 1, 2. And the first part is the Khali part, and then comes 2 talis. So Khali part has got 1, 2, 3, and the tali part comprises of 1, 2, and the 1, 2, followed by the 1, 2 again. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. Khali part is 1, 2, 3, tali 1, 2, tali 1, 2. The bowl is tin, tin, na, dhin, na, dhin, na. Tin, tin, na, dhin, na, dhin, na. Let's start with the BPM. We'll keep the same BPM of 90 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Tin, tin, na, dhin, na, dhin, na. This is a classic example of the simple syllables of the tabla, which has got the tin and dhin and na. So tin, tin, na, dhin, na, dhin, na. Tin played in the sur part, then na played in the kinar, then dhin again na. Follow the hands. Tin, tin, na, dhin, na, dhin, na. 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 Thank you, Somnath, again for showing us Rupak Tal in such a lovely way. Moving forward, we are going to 8 beats, that is Kaharba Tal. Kaharba, there are 2 parts again. The first 4 parts are the Tali part and the second 4 parts are the Khali part. Over here, we are going to use one pattern of Kaharba Tal, that is a Dha Dhin, Dha Tin, Nana Tete. So Dha Dhin is the Tali part and Dha Tin Nana Tete is the Tali part. The Khali part. So Tali again, Dha Dhin and Khali Dha Tin Nana Tete. Reverse Tete. Yeah, over here we use the reverse Tete, not the usual Tete. We use the
Usual Tete is Te.
usual Tete.
Reverse Tete is Te.
Te. Yeah, that is only used for the benefit of playing, right?
Yeah.
It's used for the benefit of playing fast, or it's just a variation. Okay, it's nothing big. Okay, let's see this Kaharba Tal. Maybe a bit fast in 100 BPM. 100 BPM we will be playing Kaharba Tal. 1, 2, 3, start. Dha Dhin, Dha Dhin, Dha Tin, Nana Tete. 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 So that was Kaharba Tal. Thank you, Somnath, again. I'll be saying thank you every time you finish one. Next, after Kaharba Tal, we have got the 10 beats, that is the Jhap Tal. Jhap Tal is divided into 4 parts, 2, 3, 2 and 3. You already know these divisions because we have discussed about this in the last class. So over here we have got 2 parts in Tali, then 3 parts in Tali, then 2 parts in khali, and then 3 parts in tali. The bowls are dhinna, dhin, dhinna, tinna, dhin, dhinna. Let's try it in 100 BPM only. Dhinna, dhin, dhinna, tinna, dhin, dhinna, dhinna, dhin, dhinna, tinna, dhin, dhinna, dhinna, dhin, dhinna, tinna, dhin, dhinna. 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3. So that was jump tal. Thank you, Somnath again. Next, we come to 12 beats. 12 beats is ek tal. So in ek tal, we have got 4 parts, and that is a 3 matrik ek tal. Over there we have got three beats in each divisions. So it's 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 and 1 2 3. Another one is the matrik ek tal, that is 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. But over here we will do only the 3 matrik, that is the 3 matra in each divisions. So it goes like dhin dhin dhage tere kete thunna katta dhage tere kete dhin dha dha dhin. ती कत्ती कत्ती धागे तेरे कटे धिन धा धा धिन धिन धागे तेरे कटे थुन्ना कत्ती धागे तेरे कटे धिन धा धा धिन. We'll again do it in 100 BPM. Let's see how it goes. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. धिन धिन धागे तेरे कटे थुन्ना कत्ती धागे तिरकिट धिन धा धा धिन धिन धागे तिरकिट धुन्ना कत्ती धागे तिरकिट धिन धा धा धिन धिन धागे तिरकिट धुन्ना कत्ती धागे तिरकिट धिन धा धा धिन धिन धागे तिरकिट धुन्ना कत्ती धागे तिरकिट धिन धा धा धिन धिन धागे तिरकिट धुन्ना कत्ती धागे तिरकिट धिन धा धा. And at times we don't use the whole terekete, we use treke. Treke thunna katte dhage treke dhin dha dha dhin dhin dhage treke thunna katti dhage treke dhin dha dhin dhin dhage treke thunna katti dhage treke dhinna dhin dhin dhage treke thunna katti dhage treke dhinna dhin dhin dhage treke thunna katti dhage treke dhinna. That's it. Thank you, Ramnanda. Next, we go to the 14 beats Taal, that is Deep Chandi. Over there, we have got 3, 4, 3, 4. I mean, there are all total 4 divisions to it. The first division is 3, second division is 4, third division is again 3, and fourth division is again 4. 2 talis in the first, then again a khali, then again a tali. So there is a formation, there is a formation of 2 talis and 1 khali and then another tali in all the tals of Jhap-tal, Ek-tal, Deep-chandi and Teen-tal, where there are 2 talis at first, then there is a khali followed by another tali. Except Rupak and maybe Kaharba or Dadra, which are smaller tals, which have got maybe half like tali and khali or khali tali tali. Other than that, all have got us all have got the same formation of tali, tali, khali and tali. The divisions, the micro beats, the total parts, the total beats can be different, but the formation of tali, tali, khali and tali remains same throughout the 10 beats, 12 beats, 14 and 16. So, 14 beats Deep Chandi.
There is a beauty. Every part, the last beat is gap in Theka.
Exactly. So there is a gap in every last beat of the Theka. So it's 1 2 1 2 3 E 1 2 1 2 3 E 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 dha dha dhin, dha dhin, dha dha tin, ta tin, dha dha dhin, dha dhin, dha dha tin, ta tin, dha dha dhin, dha dhin, dha dha tin, ta tin, dha dha dhin, dha dhin, dha dha tin, ta tin, dha dha dhin. 1 2 3, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3, 1 2 3 4. Thank you again. And to conclude this part, we come to the most complete Taal and the most scientific Taal that we have got,
Popular.
and the most popular Taal, that is a Teen Taal. It is of 16 beats and it has got an equal number of beats in 4 parts, that is 4, 4, 4 and 4. And again, Tali, Tali, then a Khali followed by a Tali again. This is the most balanced Taal also that we can find in the whole Taal cycle system. It's Dha, Dhin, Dhin, Dha, then again Dha, Dhin, Dhin, Dha, then the Khali Dha, Tin, Tin, Ta or Na, then comes Ta, Dhin, Dhin, Dha. So Dha, Dhin, Dhin, Dha, Dha, Dhin, Dhin, Dha, Dha, Tin, Tin, Ta, Ta, Dhin, Dhin, Dha. Or at times we use Tete, Dhin, Dhin, Dha. That is a variation, but the basic is Ta, Dhin, Dhin, Dha. So we will do this in 120, and as you are seeing that Sir is playing the Thekas for a long time so that you can practice with your hands, and also you can start practicing some long notes and some random notes also in these Thekas while he's playing. Okay, so we'll start with Teen Tal. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dha din din dha dha din din dha dha din din ta ta din din dha dha din din dha dha din din dha dha din din ta ta din din dha dha din din dha dha din din dha dha din din ta tit din din dha dha din din dha dha din din dha dha din din ta tit din din dha dha din din dha. With that, we come to an end of the Theka demonstrations. Over here, we can see that Somnath sir has played some variations, but mostly the basic Thekas. So these were the 7 basic Taals and their Thekas. With that, we come to an end to this class. So to sum up, we have learned about the parts of the tabla, the syllables, the sounds, and the Thekas of the basic 7 Taals. Another Taal that we haven't done over here is Teora. We will not be doing that Taal because Teora Taal is also 7 beats and Rupak Taal is also 7 beats. So one Taal is enough for us right now. So anyway, we are done with the Taals. So I would expect you guys all to write it down in your copies with the bowls and the matra divisions and the tali khalis, everything, because that will help you to understand better if you can write them down in your copy and practice them. And if you keep your copy in front of you and the video in front of you, so that you can just correlate between the what you have written and what you are seeing, and practice them with your hand and by saying it aloud. So as we have learned all these 7 Taals right now, so we can merge with the long notes that we were practicing with these Taals. So we have learned these Taals, I mean the basics of the Taals in the last class only, but in details we have done right now. I hope you could understand how the syllables or how the sounds are made through the kinar, kani, and the gab, and the other parts of the tabla. So with the help of them, you can you'll be able to recognize when someone is playing the tabla, recognize the sounds of it. And if you have a tabla at your own place, so you can also refer to that. Try to play even, because you have seen how sir was playing it. It's not that difficult to play the basic syllables. You can always try it. If you don't have, no worry. Once the academy opens, once IIT opens for everyone, so we can have the classes over there, and we'll have a first-hand knowledge over there.